This revolver has stayed in non-stop production for decades, and the folks who buy one, they almost never let it go. Not because it's rare, not because it's flashy, but because it runs when everything else starts feeling complicated. Today, we're counting down the best concealed carry revolvers for seniors in 2026. Guns picked for reliability, ease of use, and real confidence, not trends. Before we start, here's the truth. Seniors don't need more features. They need fewer problems. No slides to rack, no magazines to seat, no safeties to remember. Just point, press, and it fires. Let's get into it. Number 10, Smith & Wesson, Model 686 Plus, 3-inch barrel. The Model 686 Plus might look big for concealed carry, but for a lot of seniors, it's actually one of the easiest revolvers to shoot well. It came out of Smith & Wesson's L-frame lineup, and that matters. The 686 was built to fix the durability issues that showed up with smaller K-frame magnums. So the end result was simple. A revolver that can eat full-power .357 Magnum ammo without beating itself to death, and it still balances right in the hand. For seniors, the big win here is weight and control. That all-steel frame drinks up recoil, so both .38 Special and .357 Magnum loads feel way more manageable than they do in those featherweight snub-nosed guns. The 3-inch barrel is a smart middle ground, long enough to stretch the sight radius, long enough to bump velocity, but still short enough to hide under a jacket or ride inside the waistband without printing like crazy. The 7-shot cylinder is another major perk. Most revolvers stop at 5 or 6, but the 686 Plus gives you one extra chance without turning reloads into a science project. Compared to lighter carry revolvers, the 686 is easier to shoot accurately, and it's easier to keep on target for follow-up shots. Typical market price sits around $800 to $1,100, depending on condition and setup. It's not the smallest choice, but for seniors who care more about shootability than shaving ounces, it's one of the most confidence-building revolvers you can carry. Number 9, Charter Arms Undercover, .38 Special. The Charter Arms Undercover doesn't get the glamour of the big-name brands, but it earns loyalty where it counts. It's built as a no-nonsense defensive revolver, and it stays focused on 3 things: simplicity, lightweight carry, and reliability. 3 things seniors tend to care about a whole lot. Chambered in .38 Special, it keeps recoil reasonable while still giving real defensive capability. That aluminum frame makes it easy to carry for long stretches, and the compact size lets it disappear without needing some weird specialty holster. Where the Undercover really clicks for seniors is how straightforward it is. No slide to rack, no safeties to memorize, no complicated controls. The trigger pull is firm, but it's consistent, and the grip shape plays nice with a lot of hand sizes, including hands dealing with arthritis. Compared to Ultralight .357 revolvers, the Undercover is way more forgiving, and compared to heavier steel guns, it's easier to carry all day without that end-of-day fatigue. Does it have the polish of a premium revolver? No, but it delivers function, and that's why a lot of seniors quietly depend on it. Market price usually runs about $400 to $500. That makes it one of the most accessible concealed carry revolvers out there. It's not flashy, but it works. And for many seniors, that's exactly the point. Number 8, Taurus 856 Ultralight. The Taurus 856 has quietly turned into one of the best values in defensive revolvers, especially for seniors. Most compact revolvers cap you at 5 rounds. The 856 gives you a 6-shot cylinder. That's an immediate advantage. Without adding complexity, it's basically a modern spin on the classic snub nose, and it comes in lightweight versions and steel frame versions. A lot of seniors lean toward the slightly heavier models, because that extra mass helps tame recoil, especially with .38 Special plus P ammo. What makes the 856 really attractive is how accessible it feels. The grip size is forgiving for arthritic hands. The trigger feel stays consistent, and it doesn't punish you the way ultralight snubs often do. Is the trigger as refined as a Smith & Wesson? No, but it's reliable, and reliability beats polish every single time. Compared to similarly sized revolvers, The 856 gives you more capacity than most J-frames and better shootability than a lot of the lightweight competition, and it's a lot more affordable. Market price usually lands around $300 to $450. That makes it one of the most cost-effective concealed carry revolvers seniors can buy without giving up performance. Number 7. Smith Wesson 351 PD. The 351 PD exists for one simple reason. Not every senior can comfortably manage recoil anymore. This one is chambered in .22 Winchester Magnum rimfire, and it's built on an ultralight frame. You get 7 shots with almost no recoil and barely any carry weight. For a long time, .22 caliber defensive revolvers got written off as underpowered, but modern ammo and modern reality changed that whole argument. The 351 PD gives seniors with arthritis, joint pain, or reduced hand strength a gun they can actually control, and a gun they can actually shoot accurately under stress. Its biggest advantage is simple: confidence through usability. That lightweight frame makes daily carry easy, and the recoil stays mild enough for fast follow-up shots, without that flinch response creeping in. Compared to 38 snub noses, the 351 PD is dramatically easier to fire repeatedly, especially for seniors with smaller or weaker hands. The trade-off is power, but when physical limitations are real, accuracy and consistency matter more than caliber. For a lot of seniors, a revolver they can place shots with is infinitely more effective than a stronger caliber they can't control. Market price usually runs about $500 to $750. It's a specialized option, but it's a valuable one for seniors who need minimal recoil above everything else. If you're new to the channel and you're enjoying my work, hit that like button. Subscribe for more real-world reviews made for real people. Not hype, not marketing, just experience. Number 6. Ruger LCR. The Ruger LCR changed how people look at lightweight revolvers. When Ruger rolled it out, they focused hard on something most companies ignored: trigger quality. The LCR's cam-based double-action trigger is one of the smoothest pulls in the revolver world, and for seniors, that matters a lot. It comes in 38 Special Plus P and 327 Federal Magnum, so you've got options. The 38 version keeps recoil manageable, and the 327 option can give you higher capacity with reduced recoil compared to 357 Magnum. For seniors, the LCR shines because it's easy to carry and easy to run. No hammer to snag, no slide to rack, and the grip design soaks recoil better than you'd expect for the weight. Recoil is still sharper than steel revolvers. No way around that, but the smooth trigger helps make up for it because it takes less effort and less strain to run the gun. Compared to heavier revolvers like the SP101, the LCR is way more comfortable for all-day carry, and compared to other lightweight snubs, it's easier to shoot accurately. Market prices typically range from $550 to $750. And for seniors who want lightweight simplicity without giving up trigger quality, the Ruger LCR is still one of the best modern options on the table. Number 5. Colt King Cobra. The Colt King Cobra is Colt's modern return to practical revolvers, and it's one of the most senior-friendly designs they've put out. It's built on a strong stainless steel frame, and it was engineered to handle modern defensive loads while still keeping that classic Colt trigger feel. For seniors, the 3-inch King Cobra is the standout. That extra barrel length helps the sight radius, and it helps balance. So the revolver becomes easier to aim and easier to control. Recoil with 38 Special is soft and manageable, and 357 Magnum stays usable without feeling punishing, especially compared to lightweight carry guns. Colt's modern double-action trigger is smooth and linear. It takes less effort than a lot of competitors, and that matters for aging hands, where consistency matters more than speed. The grip fills the hand without forcing you to death grip it, and the overall balance encourages steady shooting instead of snap recoil. Compared to the Smith Wesson 686, the King Cobra is slimmer and easier to conceal. Compared to the SP101, it offers a more refined trigger and a smoother action. This is a revolver that feels reassuring, not demanding. Market price usually lands around $850 to $1,100. Not a budget pick, but seniors who buy the King Cobra tend to keep it because it shoots as well as it carries. Number 4, Ruger SP101. The Ruger SP101 is one of those revolvers that earns trust the hard way by refusing to wear out. It was introduced as a compact alternative to larger duty revolvers, and it was built from solid stainless steel, overbuilt on purpose, designed to handle full power ammunition without compromise. That overbuilt nature is exactly why so many seniors choose it and then never let it go. For concealed carry, the SP101 hits a rare balance, small enough to hide, heavy enough to control recoil, in a way ultralight snub noses just can't. Seniors often find the SP101 dramatically easier to shoot than aluminum or polymer revolvers, especially with 38 special or reduced recoil defensive loads. That weight keeps the muzzle down, reduces hand shock, and supports confident follow-up shots. The trigger is firm from the factory, but it smooths out with use, and once it's broken in, it becomes predictable and manageable. Even for folks with reduced finger strength, the grip shape works well for arthritic hands, and aftermarket grips make it easy to tailor for comfort. Compared to the Ruger LCR, the SP101 is heavier, but it's far more forgiving when you touch it off. Compared to the Smith & Wesson J-frame, it's tougher and better suited to regular practice. Market price usually runs about $650 to $900. A serious long-term defensive revolver for seniors who value durability and shootability over minimal weight. Number 3, Smith & Wesson Model 60. Very few revolvers can claim the legacy of the Smith & Wesson Model 60. It debuted in 1965 as the first stainless steel revolver, and it quickly built a reputation for corrosion resistance, reliability, and day-to-day practicality. Decades later, it's still one of the best concealed carry revolvers ever made, especially for seniors. The 3-inch Model 60 is the sweet spot. You get better control, a longer sight radius than the snub-nose versions, but it still stays compact enough to conceal discreetly. Seniors also appreciate that stainless steel construction. It adds weight to calm recoil without making the gun feel like a brick on the belt. Chambered in .357 Magnum, the Model 60 is commonly carried with .38 Special Plus P by older shooters. That combo gives excellent control and solid defensive effectiveness without excessive recoil. The single-action option helps with precise shooting for folks who prefer a lighter trigger pull, and the double-action mode stays smooth and predictable. Compared to the Ruger LCR, the Model 60 is heavier, but it's much easier to shoot well. Compared to larger revolvers, it's more comfortable for daily carry. It lives right in that perfect middle ground between concealability and shootability. Market prices typically fall around $700 to $900, depending on configuration. It's survived generations for a reason, and seniors who buy one almost never regret it. Number 2, Kimber K6S. When Kimber jumped into the revolver market, a lot of shooters were skeptical. Kimber was known for premium 1911s, not wheel guns. That skepticism vanished almost overnight when the K6S showed up. This revolver brought modern CNC precision, premium materials, and a shooter-first mindset into the concealed carry revolver space. The first thing you notice is capacity. 6 rounds of .357 Magnum or .38 Special in a frame that's barely bigger than the classic 5-shot snubs. That's a real advantage for seniors. That extra round matters, not just tactically, but mentally. Confidence is a big part of defensive shooting. The trigger is where the K6S really separates itself. Kimber's double-action pull is exceptionally smooth and consistent, and that makes controlled shooting easier for aging hands. Unlike a lot of lightweight snubs, the K6S doesn't feel jumpy, and it doesn't feel punishing. That stainless steel build gives it enough mass to soak recoil, while still staying compact enough for daily carry. Real, usable sights are another reason seniors like this revolver. Instead of minimalist gutter sights, you get an actual sight picture, one that aging eyes can work with. Compared to premium Colt and Smith & Wesson snubs, the K6S often shoots flatter and feels more controllable, especially with defensive .38 loads. Market price is typically $900 to $1,400, depending on barrel length and configuration. Expensive, but performance-driven. Number 1, Smith Wesson 642 Airweight. If there's one revolver that defines concealed carry for seniors, it's the Smith & Wesson 642. This is not a flashy gun, it's not refined, it's not built to impress, and that's exactly why it works. The 642 is all about simplicity, internal hammer, lightweight frame, double action only, no snag points, no controls to remember, no complexity under stress. For seniors, that simplicity is everything. The Airweight lineage goes back decades, and it's been trusted by civilians, detectives, and off-duty officers for a long time. The 642 draws clean from pockets, purses, and holsters. It fires every time. It doesn't care about limp wrists. It doesn't care about weaker grip strength. It doesn't care about imperfect technique. Is it softer shooting than steel revolvers? No. Is it easier to shoot well at the range? Also no. But for real daily carry, the 642 wins where it matters most. Consistency. Seniors are far more likely to actually carry this revolver, and a carried gun beats a perfect gun left at home. Every single time. Loaded with quality 38 plus P defensive ammo, the 642 delivers proven stopping power in a platform that asks almost nothing of the user. Market price is usually about $450 to $650, with performance upgrades pushing higher. Still one of the best values in defensive firearms. Semi-autos evolve every year. Revolvers endure. For seniors, the draw isn't nostalgia. It's reliability, simplicity, and trust. These revolvers don't demand strength. They don't demand speed. They don't demand perfect technique. They demand one thing: intent. Whether it's the refined precision of the Kimber K6S, the timeless balance of the Model 60, or the carry-anywhere reliability of the 642, each of these revolvers proves something. Concealed carry doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. These aren't guns people replace. They're guns people keep. Trends shift. Technology changes. But revolvers endure, especially for seniors who value simplicity, control, and reliability over gimmicks. These aren't just carry guns. They're confidence tools. Guns you understand. Guns you trust. Guns you grow old with. Choose the one that fits your hand, your lifestyle, and your reality. Because the best revolver isn't the newest. It's the one you'll still trust.